current demand. By contrast, all of Europe is classified as either replete or stretched, with renewable energy potential less than 10 times the current demand, indicating they will not be able to meet a massive growth in energy demand with domestically generated supply. Moreover, in Africa lies 30 to 40% of the world's minerals, including those on which the green energy transition depends, and plentiful relevant natural resources and assets. Add all that to Africa being home to the world's youngest and most rapidly expanding workforce. 60% of Africans, for the record, are under the age of 25. And you start seeing, from where I stand, why we need a conversation about Africa. Besides, we have the benefit of being able to leapfrog into a cost curve of technologies that didn't exist even a decade ago, one that supports green economic growth. As Franz Timmermans said a few weeks ago, and I quote, "The continent of Africa is probably going to be the most important partner for Europe in terms of developing the renewable energy sector," end of quote. And Kenya is leading the way. We will be the continent's green energy hub. Our national grid is small, at just 3 gigawatts, yet 92% of the power on it comes from zero carbon sources like geothermal, hydro, wind, and solar. We aspire to reach 100% renewable in 2030 and to take a quantum leap to 100 gigawatts grid size and 100% renewable by 2040. That is possible thanks to our untapped potential of nearly 78 gigawatts of solar energy, over 57 gigawatts of wind energy, at least 10 gigawatts of geothermal energy, and 6 gigawatts of hydro. But the small grid size and relatively high energy costs have made it hard to attract energy-intensive industry to Kenya in the past. Yet energy-intensive anchor demand is exactly what is needed to make investment in additional renewable energy generation capacity bankable. Therefore, renewable energy generation capacity and industrial deployment need to be developed concurrently to overcome the current stalemate where each is waiting for the other to happen. This is a fundamental difference with European renewable energy development, where limitations may be available locations, maybe permits, and grid management, but you do not need to line up demand before you develop an investment case. This African reality tends to surprise foreign investors and drive the misunderstanding that there is no viable opportunity. So, what does Europe need to do to enable Africa meet its full potential as an energy and climate solution center? 1, Africa needs the right type and amount of investment capital to become the green industrial powerhouse of the world. Renewable energy investment and associated infrastructure is almost all upfront capex. With the right level of investment, Africa can provide energy success for all by 2030 while reducing total emissions related to energy generation by approximately 80%. Let me say that again. With the right level of investment, Africa can provide energy access for all by 2030 while reducing total emissions related to energy generation by approximately 80%. Number 2, Africa should position to serve European demand for products and services, and not to be locked out through trade barriers. The Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, to be introduced by the EU, should engage production from places such as Africa that could offer low embedded emissions produced using renewables. And number 3, to enhance innovative financing, the EU should access more high-quality African carbon credits, which offer core benefits such as biodiversity and improved livelihoods to be used in EU emission trading compliance markets. We need to work together to raise standards and avoid low integrity carbon